Hey guys, this is Etsy from ShiGig coming at you with another Cardfight area gameplay. Today I'm bringing you Aqua versus Saver. Um, my opponent is playing Saver with the new support from the trial deck and from Generation, the first box, the first set. So as you guys can see, I got a pretty decent open hand. I got 3 grade 1s, a grade 2, and a grade 3. So I'm going to go ahead and write the AK base, so that way I can have a good base, good to guard, that way my opponent won't be able to rush me with some grade 1s. I go ahead and try and rush him with grade 1s, risking him not getting a trigger here. I go ahead and use Niggy's effect to search for another Savas, so that way I can be able to stride and decide to discard the 10k guard in my hand, because I don't want to discard the grade 2. I could have kept the other grade 1 in my hand to discard, but I wanted to rush here and try and put some early damage. So my opponent no guards. Unfortunately, he hits a crit trigger, so my rush didn't work as long as this hits and I hit a trigger, it will work. I hit Tetra Drive. I do play Tetra Drive in this deck instead of Battery Ram Max or Maelstroms or any of the version of Maelstroms, because from playtesting, Tetra Drive has been the best. If I get rushed real badly and I put the 4 damage, Tetra Drive lets me limit break, restand with the Vanguard, so that way I can get more attacks, get more power, and it really helps out this deck more, which really combos really well, especially if you couldn't stride. Other than that, Reverse Maelstrom, I had to have a unit to lock, didn't really work well for me. Glory Maelstrom had to be at Ultimate Break. Other than that, that's pretty much the main reasons. So you guys can see here, I got him 3 damage, I'm at 1, so right here I'm in the lead. Unfortunately, I do have 3 grade 3s in my hand, so I'm going to have to no-guard most of these. He's going to attack my Vanguard. I'm going to guard this because I already have 2 boosters on the field. And I only need 1 Orthelia, really. You could put more Orthelias on the field so that way your opponent can't retire them. But I decided just to guard it, so that way I can risk guarding the easy attacks and not having to guard big attacks later. So I'm already going to go ahead and stride before him. So a really good thing to do is stride always into Tideboard Dragon right away, because he's really a good card, allowing you to draw that card, and since his effect says choose up to 1 card from your hand, call it to rear you don't have to call, so that way if you already have a full field, you still get that +1 of drawing without having to call over something and go negative, so it's really good. And also, if you leave yourself an open rearguard, you can call over. Like here, I left myself an open rearguard, so that way I can call and call for a unit if I had something I wanted to call. Here, I decide to let Savas reach standby. I'm not going to attack with him because my opponent doesn't have 3 rearguards, so even if I attack with the Vanguard being 4th attack, Savas's stride ability that he gives to the stride unit wouldn't have activated because my opponent has to have 3 or more, so I can choose 3 units to target. But since he only had 2, I wasn't able to. I do hit a crit. I give power to Savas, so this way I'm going to attack his rearguard. This way I can get rid of his attacker. Here he overguards with Margot because he wants to be able to stride, because he only had 2 units in the drop zone, so he wanted to be able to stride into Saver. Yeah. If I was him, I probably wouldn't have done that. I would have just dropped 1. Then that way I can stride next turn, because I'm only at 2 damage. It's not a good spot for him to stride, because if you not stride but Legion, and to use Thingsaver's ability, I could no guard it, and then I can guard the second one because I'm only at 2 damage. I don't have that much pressure. But he goes into it because he would have 4 triggers, but I would have saved that 5k guard, so that way you have perfect guard fodder. So here he's gonna go and attack. I believe I decided to guard this thing. Yeah, I go and give him the 10k bar. I could have given him Nikki, but I didn't want to give Nikki because I want to use Nikki to stride, because when you discard him to stride, he gains 2 grades, so it becomes 3. Reason I guarded this way I can take Thingsaver's attack, and then I can guard the other ones because I have 2 perfect guards in my hand, so I want to save those in case he decides to stand with Thingsaver or he strides. Here he checks Thingsaver, so that's really bad for him, but he can discard it. But he'll have to re-Legion. Didn't have hit any triggers, so I'm pretty good. He should have stride because he has 2 Alfreds in his hand, so that was a misplay on him. And he should have put the start in the skull, so that way he can get the resoul. But yeah. So I'm already gonna head and discard Nikki, so this way I can stride, and I'm keeping Tetradrive in my hand, so I can call him and make sure I can get those multiple attacks and put a big pressure on him this turn. So, if you guys are wondering, even in this case, Tetradrive is still the better choice because I don't want him to switch attacks like Battery Boom does. I don't want to use Max or any of the other effects that from the other grade 3s I've tested out that didn't really work because you did have to Counterblast. And I would rather save my Counterblast for Adelia or for Magnum Assault. I do use the Stars effect here to target Tetradrive, so that way I can get multiple attacks with Tetradrive and pump him up. But you could have put it on Savas. Savas, that way you can get pump Savas up, because if you stand with Orthela, at least then it would just be a minus 3,000. But I did this in case if I have to attack with Tetradrive, at least I can give him more power. So I go on attack, and here I'm thinking of how am I gonna, what combos I do, because right now I'm open to several combinations. So I decided to attack with Savas at his 12k attacker Serdic, because this way when I attack with Lampros, he'll be attacking. I was trying to see whether or not he would just let it retire or guard it. Because if he guarded it, I was going to attack it with Tetradrive, so that way I would have had even more powerful attacks when I attack with Lampros. Because with that, I could attack with just restored Savas and Tetra, and I would have had Nikki still ready to boost the attack, and Tetradrive would have gone to a lot higher attack power. So I use Lamro skill, declare, and again I couldn't use Savage skill because my opponent didn't have enough regards for me to choose for him to target, so he can choose one to retire. So he's gonna go and perfect guard it, but at this point I have a lot of pressure in the field. He's at 5 damage, so as long as he can take one. Here I should have put the crit on Savas, so that way when Savas attacks I can put more pressure. So I'll go ahead and attack his Vanguard. It's a 15k guard. Then I'll go ahead and attack with Savas at full strength. Does get a heal. And then there it would have been game, but I don't remember what happened then, but I think he just didn't want to let me use the effect, but whatever. That would have been game right there, but the attack didn't go through, but that's fine. I think he guarded it or something, I can't remember. So I'm going to perfect guard his stride. Because you don't want to let this attack hit, because if he does, he gets a free unit. Pretty much, yeah. And also, in case he does use Thingsaver's ability. So I'm going to go ahead and stride, because I already have another Savas in my hand to discard. Now I remember why I wouldn't hit. Yeah, I think he would have been 16 when he attacked. Yeah, Savas would have been 16, so now I remember why. It was just going too fast on the replay, so I can't remember why. But Savas would have been 16, so that's why it would have been game. Because he was at 21 with that trigger. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and stride here. I'll only be able to get 6 attacks. I won't be able to do as much as I did last time because I used the starter's ability to restand Tetra Drive. So that way I got that 7th attack. But here I'm sitting fine. You don't really need to boost your stride unit always. It's good to have it there so you can get more guard from your opponent, but they usually perfect guard it or no guard it. So at this point I'm just going to go ahead and do a full column boost with Savas. So that way I can get that attack and then restand him. So he's going to go ahead and guard. So you guys can see I sub last one, count last one, so I can get Savas off. I'm going to go ahead and attack with Savas. And I'll show him that it's targeting and attacking, so that way he knows that I am attacking. And then I didn't have the boost here, but I wanted to just force out a 10k guard from his hand. So I'm going ahead and restand Tetra Drive and Savas. So I didn't want to risk him just being able to guard the other attacks or anything. Because I know Tetra Drive is going to restand for 21 and Savas is going to be 16. So I just wanted to leave it that way. As for the deck, bad matchups. Not really against Kagro because Kagro, if they retire, they can't retire Orthea to try and target her. Other than that, it's really easy. Against Mirror Match, it's not bad because you both create hand advantage, but Savas, if he uses Savas skill to target any of the rear guards with resist, you just choose resist and they can't be retired, so you don't get anything retired. Because it just resists it. So here I get a heal and a draw. So right now I already have a 21k attack, 50k guard. He only has Offer in his hand, and I have a 26k attack, 20k guard. So here is game. So this will be Zetsu signing out. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Have a good day. Maybe ask me what kind of decks you guys want me to use for the next gameplays. Just testing out Aqua Force because it's mainly the deck I'm interested in. It's a pretty fun deck. It's very good, very competitive. I've been winning against a lot of really strong decks. You just gotta know how to play it. Know the combos and stuff. Like, it's really easy to make the combos, even if you get a bad hand or not. Alright, this is Bizetsu signing out. Have a good day.